Dear all, in this video we'll look into the topic types of disasters. As we know, there are many disasters occurring worldwide. Here we could see few of the disasters listed in your syllabus. Let's get into the video. There are two types of disasters. One is natural disasters and the other type is man-made disasters. Natural disaster results from natural processes of the earth. In this slide we could see few samples of natural disaster. And we can categorize this into two subcategories: major natural disasters and minor natural disasters. We could see few samples in this slide. And man-made disasters are extreme hazardous events that are caused by human beings. We can categorize man-made disaster into three subcategories: minor disaster, moderate disaster and major disasters according to the victims affected. This classification is done. Then these are few samples for major man-made and minor man-made disasters. What causes earthquakes and where do they happen? The earth has four major layers: the inner core, outer core, mantle and crust. The crust and the top of the mantle make up a thin skin on the surface of our planet, but the skin is not all in one piece. It is made up of many pieces covering the surface of the earth. These pieces are called tectonic plates, and the edges of the plates are called the plate boundaries. These pieces keep moving around slowly, sliding past one another and bumping into each other. These plate boundaries are made up of many faults, and most earthquakes around the world occur on these faults. Let's see something more about the disastrous event earthquake. An earthquake is the result of a sudden release of energy in form of seismic waves at Earth's crust. The seismic activity of an area is dependent on the frequency, type and size of earthquakes experienced over a time span. These are the layers of Earth. The disturbances on Earth's crust causes the earthquakes. For example, if you throw a stone in stagnant water, waves would be spreading out in all directions from the central point where the stone strikes the water. We know that very clearly. Similarly, sudden disturbances in the Earth's crust may produce vibration in the crust which travel in all directions from the point of disturbances. And here we could see some of the technical terms to be known related to earthquake. Focus or hypocenter is the location from which seismic waves are released, which means the point on the fault where a sudden bursting or breaking occurs. Epicenter is the point where an earthquake or underground explosion originates. This point is situated on the Earth's surface, that is directly above the focus. And these are some other technical terms to be known. Here we could see the definitions also. You can go through this slide. Causes of earthquake. The primary cause of an earthquake is faults on the crust of the earth. A fault is a break or fracture between two blocks of rocks in response to stress. We know how strong the earthquake is. The intensity and strength of an earthquake is measured on Richter scale, which is invented by Charles Richter in the year of 1935. According to the Richter value, we come to know that how strong or weak an earthquake is. Finding the log value of maximum seismic waves amplitude and recorded on a standard seismograph can be used to find the Richter value. Maximum amplitude is measured at a distance of 100 kilometers from the earthquake epicenter. Earthquake prediction. We could somehow predict the earthquakes on seeing some abnormal activities of nature, birds and animals. Sometimes water level increases and decreases in wells, Large scale of fluctuations in oil flow from oil wells, force shocks or minor shocks, temperature changes, uplifting of Earth's surface, and changes in seismic wave velocity. Effect of earthquake. We could know what are the effects after earthquake: loss of life and property, damages to transport system, damages to infrastructure, chances of floods, communication losses, water pipes and sewage line damages, economic activities like agriculture, industries, trading and transport are severely affected. Earthquake safety rules. Here we could see few of the guidelines. If you are in house, or if you are in shop, school or some other places, you could see these guidelines. These are the guidelines to be followed if you are outside or if you are inside some vehicle, and you can follow these guidelines. So after an earthquake, what are the guidelines to be followed? Keep calm and switch on the transistor radio and obey instructions, and keep away from beaches and low banks of river, as there may be a possibility of huge wave may sweep in. Do not re-enter badly damaged buildings and do not go near damaged structures. And these are the guidelines we should follow after an earthquake. Thank you all.